Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, September 8th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the big picture. We had a settlement about a month ago above this 2.5-year channel top, and the following week we closed below it. The failure to follow through on a classic long-term buy signal is in itself considered a sign of weakness. As I said at the time, we just needed more clarifying sell signals to create more confidence in playing the short side of the market. Now, some of you I know played the short side very early on, and then you endured a couple of weeks, of just hesitation. And I will remind you once again that the Triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 have yet to close above their 2.5-year channel tops. In fact, it's been holding beautifully, much better than NVIDIA's did over the last month and a half. But now we've got some downside follow through here that actually occurred late last week. We did on that weekly chart close below a horizontal channel bottom at 168.79, which you can see more clearly here on the daily chart. So we opened below this held. There's a rising 1/3 speed line at 165.39. This is kind of a day trade dynamic. Selling 168.79, you could take some profits at 165.39, but I do expect after all that's been said and done that I've just mentioned, last Friday's settlement clearly below this horizontal channel bottom does present yet another sign of weakness. Anticipating, I think this could be over the next 3 to 5 weeks, this 149.06, a longer term channel top. This is a formation we settled above about 3 months ago. Our target was the 181.20 2.5-year channel top. We overshot the runway a bit and we fell away. I think we really do need now. I do have a buy signal I'm going to present to the upside longer term, but I do, as I say that, I want to emphasize, I think, the need for the Triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 to also close above their respective formations. So we've got kind of a broader market beta, if you will, wherein NVIDIA and NASDAQ are on the same page, anticipating higher trade as we move through the rest of the year. They just have not been until really this last week or two as we've fallen away from here. Now, NVIDIA has actually fallen away more than the Triple Q has. And so there you have it. But I do see that the settlement below the 168.79 formation does keep 149.06 in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks or sooner. Downside today, breaking 165.39 does allow 158.71. That would be another significant down day like we've seen over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. 158.71 is this kind of little double top here that occurred way back in late June, and it's only session containment. It's not a 3 to 5 day swing trade. I do think that just closing today below 165.39 is yet another sign of weakness. And so you've got all these little micro cuts, if you will. The big one really was, as I said just a moment ago, was the settlement above a month ago, back below the following week. A failure to follow through on a classic long-term buy signal is, in essence, a valid sign of weakness. And the upper 140s still calling, if you will, and even more likely now than before with the settlement below 168.79. I think I've covered the downside pretty well. I will mention that if we test 149.06, say between now and the end of October, it can contain selling through the rest of the year. And from here, we can round up to new highs actually over the following 2 to 3 months. Let's get back to the upside today.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
We have 168.79. I'm going to say just closing above 168.79 is a good low for the week. So watch out what I mean by that is there's always the potential for anything, right? If we close back above 168.79, that's a meaningful head fake to the downside. And I would expect the market to show strength as we continue into later week. I don't know about 174.28 today. I mean, if we gap above 168.79, if we clearly open above 168.79 on Monday, we could, by the closing bell, reach 174.28. That is certainly possible. But I think what is likelier is we close above 168.79, we test 174.28 tomorrow, and within 3 to 5 days, 179.62, this former long-term 5-month channel bottom. So 3 to 5 day swing trade does present itself with a settlement today above 168.79. That would be on the buy side, of course, and I would expect, I think it's realistic with present volatility that by Friday's close, we could push all the way back into the upper 170s. That 179.62 5-month channel bottom is in close correlation right now with a recently formed descending channel top over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And this is a proper sequence, by the way. We have the all-time high that was put out about a month ago. We fall to the spike low about 3 weeks ago. We rallied back to this high, which rallied short of that all-time high, and we fell away again. In other words, rather than 182.70 representing our buy signal pivot point at the end of the week, I think we can sort of hinge off of, if you will, 181.89. So in short, closing above 168.79, I don't see a good reason to stay short this market, especially if you're a 3 to 5 day, 1 to 2 week swing trader. I think we can quickly, within 3 to 5 days, perhaps push back up into the upper 170s, low 180s, where we can top out once again through the rest of September and fall away. This is a significant zone of resistance. It also obviously correlates very well with this channel structure at 181.20 all week long. Now, if we were in the coming week or two to settle above 181.89, then we have a significant buy signal through the rest of the year. I don't think we've mapped it out, but if you recall, there's a 219 and change level way up here that is the full swing. That is what I would expect within 2 to 3 to 5 months of closing above 181.89. Until then, this is your short sale zone if you're more of a 3 to 5 week, 1 to 2 month swing trader. And if we close above 168.79, 3 to 5 day swing traders go long into the upper 170s, low 180s. Until then, 3 to 5 day swing traders are short, and we can, over the next 3 to 5 days, fall to 158.71, which becomes a clear-cut target below 165.39 that could be seen today. If we open lower, open below 165.39, we could see 158.71 today. So there's a day trade to the downside. The day trade right now where we are is 165.39 support, 168.79 resistance. And if we close above 168.79, that is a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the upside. I think I've said it all. I am going to leave it at that for Monday's daily NVIDIA report. You have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's NVIDIA.